Me, you know what? You know what? I should probably make sure that my sound settings are right. Indeed, they are. I don't want one like what happened a few weeks ago where the YouTube is all mute. That was good. That was like our first show back where our Audacity feed was like our Spotify and shit was good and our YouTube one was all muted.
Bro, this shit these people make with flaming hot Cheetos is fucking stupid.
Like mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
They sell that anyway.
They're Yeah, but have you seen how they
Yeah, I saw.
It looks disgusting.
I saw the lady doing it.
It looks This guy, he's making flaming hot Cheeto marshmallow Rice Krispie treats out of fucking flaming hot Cheetos.
All right, we're about to go live here in 3, 2, 1. This episode of Long Shot Sportscast is belatedly dedicated to the lives and memories of 3 people who actually are all formerly of the Chargers organization. Coach Wayne Nunnally, who was a defensive line coach of the Chargers for 11 years. He also was coach for the Denver Broncos in his last 3 years of the league, who passed away just last night. Receiver Vincent Jackson, who spent 7 seasons with in San Diego and his latter years in Tampa Bay. Tremendous receiver. One of the more underrated receivers of his era, I would say. And also to, last and certainly not least, Marty Schottenheimer, former Chiefs coach, Browns coach, Redskins coach, and Chargers coach. 3 of those 4 teams were quite bad when he got there, and he pulled them out of the muck and made them some of the most entertaining, fun-to-watch teams and most fondly remembered teams of their day. Regardless of his inability to win the big one, he still pulled in over 200 wins in his career and will always be fondly remembered as an excellent coach. So, thank you all, and on with the show. And ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Long Shot Sportscast, Longview, Washington's #1 sports-related podcast. This is episode 46, the 2020 NFL First Round Redraft. I'm your host, Mike Holm. With me, as always, is Brady Rucola.
How we doing?
And with us is, back again, Skylar, who's the boss?
Just in, Eagles to release Deshaun Jackson.
Eagles to release Deshaun.
Maybe the curse will be lifted.
I've been saying Deshaun Jackson's old, man. It's time. The Eagles need what they need, though. They got rid of Doug Peterson. Whether he was an actual problem or not remains to be seen. Personally, I don't really think he was the crux of the issues there. They sent Deshaun Watson away. We saw that just last night or yesterday. He was traded to the Colts for a 3rd rounder in 2021 and a 2022.
Did you just say Deshaun Watson?
Did I?
Yeah, I think you said.
No, I did not.
I believe you did.
No,
and if you, we're gonna have to play this back after.
We will play this back after.
If you did say that, he's obviously referring to Carson Wentz.
I feel like those.
I know Deshaun Watson's on everybody's mind right now. I feel like
those words came out of my mouth, and yeah, he is on everybody's mind. Carson Wentz got sent to the Colts. Philly sent Carson Wentz to the Colts. Thank you. For 2021 3rd round pick and a 2022 conditional pick, either a 1st or 2nd. It tips into the direction of 1st if Wentz plays 75% of his snaps. I will go into detail a little later in the show as to why I think this could be good for the Colts, and Brady will go into detail as to why he thinks this will be bad for the Colts. But no, getting back to the Deshaun Jackson thing, I think that's where I got tripped up.
That probably.
Deshaun Jackson is he's getting up there in age. But if I was Philly, I mean, we already saw they got rid of Doug Peterson. Mm-hmm. They just traded Carson Wentz. That offense just need. I mean, you're going in there with Jalen Hurts. It'll be his first season as just the full odds-on starter. Bada bing, bada boom. Just reskin that.
Yeah, I think they automatically just got better. Obviously, after what we saw this last season with Carson Wentz and just him trying to do too much and it wasn't happening. And Jalen Hurts, he was the hot hand when he went in.
Absolutely.
And I think they have a bright future with the kid. I think he's going to do great things. So, yeah, then get released into Deshaun Watson, like you said. He's getting old. He's just injury-prone now. I mean, he has been for how many years? It's time. And I guess we'll see. Like you said, I think they just totally just need to reboot that offense and see what they got now.
All right, we gotta before we get into any more football, me and Brady are upset.
Indeed, you are.
Yeah,
you guys.
And a lot of people
I think
are upset.
Most of
I'm gonna
America.
start off with the tweet from NBA on TNT, and this is Shaq and Kenny the Jet talking about Dame. Shaq said he's one of the top 5 basketball players in the world. It does not make sense to me.
Makes zero sense.
And I read a tweet from Kenny the Jet earlier, and I can't find it now. I was looking for it, but it said something like, I'm watching Dame's next game because he's going to put up a bajillion points.
And I think we all know what happened. I mean, we saw the player votes, the media votes. I mean, Dame won more than half of those over Luka. Double that over Luka, but it came down to the fan votes, and that's Europe, man. That's the European vote probably outweighed that in that situation. That's what was the tiebreaker there. But like I said, or like Skylar was saying, it's only good news if you're a Blazer fan, because Dame he plays mad, he plays angry. He's probably the most sensitive when it comes to being criticized, and he's gonna play mean, and that's what we need right now. We're on six straight games. So, but yeah, very very shocking to me.
Yeah, Dame's definitely one of those guys. We've talked about it time and time again. He plays hard under adversity. Mm-hmm. He's used to it by now. I mean, he's in a smaller market, as we've talked about before. He generally gets overlooked, especially in the West. I mean, you're in a crowded West, but right now you're talking about the Blazers, who have won, 6 straight?
6 straight. And now we're at number 4. We're ranked 4th.
You're a top 4 seed. And granted, there are some other smaller market guys that aren't getting a lot of love either.
Sure.
Donovan Mitchell's one of those guys that I keep championing. But Dame's been at it, longer than that.
And he's been going through that his whole career, his whole upbringing. He's always said he's always been counted out. He's always been undermined.
Outside of running away with the Rookie of the Year vote, it's been, nobody's really bringing him up in MVP conversation, and they really should. You and I talked about it just last night. And we'll ask Skylar the same question. If you had to pick 3 people right now that are in the running for MVP, I think you and I both said Dame, Steph, and I said LeBron. And would you agree on that?
I would have to
agree. LeBron, you always have to put in there. As much as I dislike the guy,
we're talking about guys that are playing odds-on hero ball, and like LeBron right now.
And I think Dame, though, like with this last game, he's the obvious front runner right now.
Not only that is
brought to you by Rip City.
LeBron James he's a great basketball player.
Sure,
he's a great basketball player. But he's also surrounded by superstars. But right now he doesn't have AD.
No, I get what you're saying.
He's surrounded by guys that are great role players. But isn't necessarily that their role players are...
It doesn't matter who he's playing with. He's still going to play MVP caliber. Doesn't matter who he's playing with.
Yeah,
that's the argument.
I mean, look at his years with the Cavs.
Yeah.
They didn't make the playoffs, but he's still winning MVPs.
But here's the thing. I don't necessarily know that it's a case of like LeBron's supporting cast is so much better than everybody else's, although they are great, as much as they're just more well known.
I mean, I will give you this.
Montrezl
Anthony
Harrell
Davis
and those
is
guys.
a big one, right?
But you guys heard all the talk when Nurk went down. Uh-oh.
Oh, sure.
And then CJ went down. And even us, we were like, oh, no.
Yeah, we said there goes the season.
And
but
look at Dame Dollar.
And it's not just Dame. And here's the kind of guy Dame is. He's not even taking credit for it all. He's saying everybody, same with Stotts, everybody is showing up and doing their part, and they're doing it very well, and they are, man. Everybody is stepped up and playing their role and doing what they need to do to win these games. These games are the games that we really need to win with 2 of our starters out, man.
We need to...
Gary Trent, he's been stepping up. Since he's been a starter now, he's been playing out of his mind.
Absolutely. I was just going to say.
Melo, Rocco.
Enos Cantor.
We weren't sure.
What about Enos Cantor?
Enos Cantor. Yes,
Cantor,
that's
who's
another
come-
one.
yeah, I'll tell you all about how great
But
Enos Cantor
Robert
is.
Covington, man, with his blocks, his steals, his defense, he's starting to knock shots down.
Well, that steal.
Derek Jones, man,
Derek Jones
flying
Jr.
high.
Who were you guys playing? It was just 2 games ago. He had that steal, and it clinched the game for you guys.
Was it the
When it-
OKC game, I believe?
No, it was the game before, I thought.
Oh,
it was a close one. Philly?
Sixers, yeah.
They tried to inbound the ball,
Yep,
and Rocco took it away, and that game set match.
had-
right
He had
there.
like
Everybody-
9 blocks
look
over
at-
the past 2 games.
Anthony Simmons, who
Yeah, Simons.
love.
Simons he's coming into
I'm
his own.
seeing double digits out of
and I'm
him
loving it because
left
Stott
and
said
right.
we were going
CJ
to unleash him this year. And yes, they have.
LB's had big games. Nasir
Nasir
Little's
Little.
had big games.
And this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about coming off of last season was your talent development, because I think last year we didn't see a lot of that.
We were just talking about this, yeah.
Simons wasn't on the floor very much. Nasir Little was hardly touched the court at all.
He
as a
wasn't
rookie.
playing because of a little incident that happened in the bubble. He
Yeah.
fainted and there was some health issues.
yeah.
So, he hardly saw any playing time at all. But now you've got those 2 guys. Trent taking a mighty big step this season from last season, where we were. I mean, he was my favorite player in the bubble. We call him the weekday.
Yep, the
We
weekday.
affectionately refer to him as the weekday because he looks very much like the weekend. But those 2 guys, and then CJ Ellaby coming in, having a couple games as a rookie, and Harry Giles, young player, playing very well as well. So what we're seeing right now, I think at first we were kind of worried about the Blazers, and then the injuries on top of that, it was like, oh, is this another cursed snake bit season? But I think what we're kind of getting past in the first several games is the growing pains.
Yeah.
It's guys getting better, guys finding their
They're
roles.
starting to gel, man. They're really starting to gel.
Stott's figuring out what to do with these younger players, and then these new role players coming in and finding their spot, and the kind of meshing and creating team chemistry.
Yeah, I think we have one of the hottest benches right now in the,
I agree.
in the league.
I agree. It's been really something special to watch.
It's crazy.
This is a Blazers team that I want to see take on anybody in the West right now. And I'll tell you what, there's some hot teams. We know LA is a big deal. Both LA teams really.
Yeah,
but,
I think we've got one on the Lakers. Not Clippers got the best of us, but
yeah.
yeah.
But Utah's getting hot too, man. They're the quietest number 1 seed I've seen since I think the first time the Bucks were number 1 in the East.
Yeah.
I think we were like, okay, how long is this for? I'm getting those vibes out of Utah right now
for sure.
But I think that this year
I feel like Utah's always a quiet team in
that
the West.
first round, and I go back to it often because it's burned into my brain. That first round loss versus the Nuggets. Yeah. You could just tell that
Very emotional game.
very emotional game, and that really shaped Donovan Mitchell and heading into this season, where
And it's showing,
he's
yeah.
asserting himself as a big star. Rudy, he got I believe he got the big Supermax extension almost immediately after that first round loss. Rudy Gobert got his Supermax extension or his giant contract that
Shaq's not very happy about that.
Shaq will go on and on about. They're trying to reestablish a winning culture in Utah that really hasn't been there since the days of Malone and Stockton. You had a kind of a flash in the pan in the 2000s with like those Carlos Boozer teams,
Right.
But that's really it. And I really think that this is the best the Jazz have been in about 25 years.
I agree, man. They're definitely a scary team right now in the West.
Very, very scary. Let's talk about that Carson Wentz deal, though. I really thought it was interesting. I know that somebody put it best. They had to kind of figure out that, or Philly had to figure out that Carson, they wanted a Stafford and Goff kind of sort of deal.
Yeah.
They had to kind of figure out real quick that Wentz is not the Stafford in this situation. He is a Goff.
He definitely is.
And they were wanting like 2 firsts and a wide receiver, 2 firsts and a defensive starter, and Chicago was almost willing to take the bait on it, and they didn't do it, which says a lot about Matt Nagy and his name escapes me, but their GM. They know that they have to get this season right, or they're both out the door. I think they heading into this
That's
season
too big of a risk.
Oh, very. And heading into this season, they've got the hottest seats in the NFL right now. I mean, these are these things that you can call before the season even starts. And
yeah, we've talked about their offense past shows.
absolutely.
I mean,
So they didn't take the bait. Carson Wentz now goes to where I think is personally the best system for him. He goes to Indianapolis, and here's the reasons why. Frank Reich. Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator of the Eagles when they went on that Super Bowl run, but more importantly, he was there the first 11 games of that season prior to that injury that Wentz had. He was the runaway MVP, and it wasn't even close. If he could even tap into that a little bit,
I remember
with
that.
Frank Reich again, this could be something special. And I think the reason why he can is he's sitting there. We talked about it all last season. Carson Wentz sits and he hangs onto that ball too long, and his vision isn't bad. And I was talking to our buddy Haim about this.
Yeah.
He's almost morphed into a single read guy where he's just looking for one guy.
One
Now,
dimensional.
my thing about that, and what I kind of equate to that is they don't, for one, they didn't have a lion's share of weapons. Their top two receivers were injured most of the year, Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson, guys that, while I don't think they're that great in terms of like the grand scheme of receivers out there, they're his tried and true targets. Zach Ertz fell off big. I will say that's on Ertz, not on Wentz.
Yeah.
But Dallas Goedert kind of came up through the muck, and he's established himself as a decent tight end. But then you just have guys that would come out. Travis Fulgham have a couple games, and then that's it.
Yeah, and
Part of that is that line wasn't very good. You got some young kids on there that aren't quite getting it yet, and that receiving talent isn't very good. And Miles Sanders isn't exactly a bell cow either, and he was hurt a couple games last year.
he got hurt. Yeah.
So putting him in Indianapolis, you now get to sit behind the best O-line in football. Now, Anthony Costanzo did retire, but that's one hole that they can fill. I mean, with their cap space, they've got $63 million in cap space, or they still have a first-round pick this year. They didn't have to give this year's first up or even their second up to get Carson Wentz. So now they can plug that in potentially and grab a tackle or grab some form of an offensive lineman. I've seen guys like a couple guards, Elijah Vera Tucker, Wyatt Davis, fall that low. There could be some shuffling if need be. This is a team that also could trade up and maybe nab a guy like Christian Darrisaw. I don't think that's out of the question here, but you've got the best O-line in football regardless. You've got a bell cow back in Jonathan Taylor, who I think is ready to come up in year two, take some of the weight off. And T.Y. Hilton, he's a free agent this year. Whether or not he comes back, I'm not even going to, try to figure that out. He's old, but you've got Michael Pittman, a young receiver who had a decent season last year with Phillip Rivers at quarterback, a guy who's ready to break out in year two. You've got Mo Alley Cox, great young tight end who had brilliant games here and there across the last season. And you've got, again, $63 million in cap space. That's second most. The only team that has more than they do is the Jaguars.
So
And you've got guys like Allen Robinson sitting right there.
yeah, so here's my spiel with the whole thing is I have all the confidence in the world with the Colts. I think they've done so great to get in where they're at right now. They're just missing that one piece, which is a quarterback. Carson Wentz, I think, comes in and ruins the whole thing. It's not just that he didn't have a line. This dude fumbled the ball almost more than Daniel Jones. Almost more. I mean, come on, let's be real. Daniel Jones, Fumbleina.
Daniel Jones is in a category of his own.
But Carson Wentz has a problem with protecting the football, whether that's getting hit, fumbling it, throwing picks that wasn't because of, pressure a lot of the times. It was just bad throws. Like, he's not reading the whole field, checking down whatever he needs to do.
Yeah.
He also has this knack for wanting to kind of scramble out of the pocket and then, kind of make these weird throws across his body, like when he's running. Like, why are you doing that? Like, it's just really bad decision making. Now, maybe he does go to the Colts, right? Maybe he's back with his old coach or whatever you're saying.
Yeah.
And they start to work on these things. And I know was reading something. This was back middle of the season, where I guess he doesn't. Carson Wentz, he doesn't read like the media. He doesn't listen to the media. He doesn't listen to the talk shows.
That's good because they haven't had a nice thing to say about him
But
in a couple
maybe,
years.
but here's the thing. Maybe it would be good because maybe he doesn't think he's doing as bad as he thinks. You know what I mean?
I suppose so.
So I don't think it's the answer. I was hoping the Colts were gonna nab someone a little better. I mean, could you imagine if like Deshaun Watson went there?
Yeah, but that would never
It wouldn't.
happen.
I mean, could you imagine?
Division rival. Can you imagine sending him away to face him twice a year?
No, that
and-
wouldn't happen.
and
But
have him
I
clean
was
your clock.
I was
mean,
hoping they were
Yeah.
going to get somebody different. Because I really do like that Colts team right now. And
Will you meet me halfway and say that if there's a place for Wentz to bounce back and succeed, it's Indianapolis?
yeah, because you have everything there at your disposal. You have
Like,
all the weapons. You
if-
have the
if he
line.
screws
You
it
have
up
the
here-
coaching staff. You have everything you need. So this is going to make or break Carson Wentz. This is going to be, okay, you do belong in this league, or it's going to be like, no, you don't. This is
Right.
the year, and he's got to prove it.
Because it's like this: if they don't go 12-4 this year, okay, actually,
Well, be a little more
Let's
generous.
be fair. If he misses the playoffs this year, if he
Yes.
plays as horrible as he did last year, then we need to find the monster that took his fucking talent.
Yeah, because he's done, obviously.
That's it.
So I will meet you halfway in saying that, because if,
Like,
in all respect to him, I don't want to see him fail. I'm
Right.
not just trying to disrespect the guy because I don't have personal feelings towards him. I just, from what I've seen, man, it's gone. But let's
Like-
see what happens with this literally perfect offense. They have a great, like, this defense is set up to go on a run. This whole team is. Now let's just see if Carson Wentz can lead them to it. But I
See,
really have high doubts, man.
And that's the thing. Phillip Rivers, 38-year-old Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, dude.
I can understand, and he took them to the playoffs.
He did.
I can understand him not maximizing the potential. It's father time. You know?
Yeah.
Outside of Tom Brady.
Yeah, but there's
right
no
now,
one like him.
Father time's unbeaten. 28-year-old Carson Wentz.
I mean, he should have no problem if he's
Come on,
he's
man.
half the guy we
You've-
thought he was a few years
Skylar
back. He
bring-
should have no problem. But
Skylar brings it up all the time. Brett Favre says, "Dude, if you could ensure I won't get hit,
yeah, I would be in the league.
I'd be
right
in the
now.
league right
Yeah.
now."
Yeah.
Here's
God, I wish.
I mean, come on. You've got a team. Let me check it out right. Let's pull up a stat real quick. 2020 season most sacks given up. That'll
Russell Wilson. No.
okay, most sacks allowed. Okay, this is what's going to tell you the whole thing.
Wentz, Wilson.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely
where's-
one of those two. Yeah, Wentz up top.
Yeah, but holy crap, I didn't even see.
But that's him holding on to the fucking ball too long too.
I don't see Rivers on that list
Go
at
to
all.
the top.
Wilson had a problem
There,
with
look
it too,
across the
though.
bottom.
Well, yeah, no kidding. Wilson had a problem. 47.
Oh, Watson was more. I thought Wilson.
Watson. Well, yeah, Watson.
But
oh,
see, what I can
yeah.
compare these two, Russell Wilson and Carson Wentz. This is why, because yes, they both
Why
didn't
is he not
have
there?
the
Herbert
best
got hit
line all
32
year,
times.
but they both held onto the ball way too long this year, way too long, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
It's not just an O-line thing. Yes, it's partially that, but it's also to do with bad decisions, man. You can't hold on to the ball. You go 1-2. That's about all you get.
Pittsburgh and Indianapolis gave up the fewest sacks in a game. In 2020, they averaged 1.2 sacks a game.
Well, yeah. I mean, even
So that could be
Tampa-
good for Wentz.
Even
But
Tampa Bay 1.4, Green Bay 1.4.
But
many
Phillip Rivers is a
times
guy
was
who he gets that ball.
Phillip-
That's one of Rivers' I think most redeeming qualities is he gets rid of the ball really fast.
How many times did he get sacked? Not, okay, 19 times he got sacked last year.
But yeah, like I
Compared
was just,
to that's over 30 less than Wentz. So behind that line,
yeah.
that's over 30 less than what he would have gotten in.
But that's what I was just saying is yes, it's because they have a good line, but also Phillip Rivers is one of the best of getting the ball out in a
49
timely
sacks in
manner.
That is
2012.
well, yeah. That is true.
You know what I
because-
mean?
That is true because look at how many times he got sacked before.
Yeah.
34, 32. Okay, 18. That was a special year. 36, 40, 36, 30,
Mm-hmm.
49
In
That-
2012.
I remember that year because that was the year he like led the league in picks or something. Oh no, that was the year before he led the league in picks. 49, 30, 38, 25, 25. and then 22, 27.
So like, yes, it is the line, and yes, it is the decision making and not getting the ball released in time. Like it's a little bit of both.
Hey,
and I think they need to work.
All I'm saying is,
if they got the line covered now over there in Indianapolis, now all he's got to do is work on getting his reads down.
if I'm Carson
getting
Wentz,
that ball out.
you know what song's going through my head right now?
What?
I've got a golden ticket.
Yeah, dude. Like, honestly, he lucked
Come on.
out.
Any quarterback should be
They did him a favor.
falling over to play in Indianapolis, especially because this isn't even
It's a
isn't
great-
even their final form. They've got
Dude, this was one of my-
63 million.
One of my favorite teams from last season.
They should be, if Wentz plays, it even channels like 3/4 of what he had in 2017. They're gonna be special.
I hope so, man, because like I said, man, I'm not a Wentz hater. I don't dislike the guy.
right.
Why would I dislike him? It's just, come on, man.
So let's get to our redraft.
well, wait a minute. Have we heard any word on Drew Brees?
Not officially.
It's widely assumed he's not coming back.
Yeah, just nothing official. I would think that he's retiring, but
Drew Brees rumors could add to the fun in Tampa in 2021.
I just clicked on that.
or
link and I'm
maybe
reading it
Tom
right
Brady
now.
winning the Super Bowl just doesn't rub him the right way.
Saints fans still waiting to hear from Drew Brees. That's 10 hours ago. So
When was that Buccaneers one though?
6 hours ago.
You know, maybe he's like, okay, I got to play one more because Tom won.
This was a rough one for him, though, man.
It was, man.
It's just his.
You don't want to go out like that.
Dude's 42, man.
But,
Dude's,
I mean-
dude's getting old.
Dude's old, and he got some pretty bad injuries this year, man.
He had more hair when he started in the league. That's a telltale sign right there. It's like you watch a quarterback's hair.
And he
recede,
didn't-
This dude's
it's-
looking like
And
Manning.
he didn't have much to begin with.
I want to see.
No.
Is there like did Peyton Manning's forehead like
His 5 head.
It grew.
it definitely got bigger, right? We're not like.
It's protruding.
Can we see an evolution? It's kind of like LeBron's hairline.
Well, look at that one.
bro.
Look at that one, dude.
Megamind.
No, the one.
That one. I almost want to make that the new thumbnail. I'll save that for later.
Yeah, we'll put that in the archive.
I'll make that the Spotify thumbnail. How about
The
that?
red dot on his head.
Oh,
it
what's
just
that
cracked me up.
cartoon-looking one? In the Colt uniform.
Okay, that's pretty fucked up.
Wait, Peyton Manning stored every play he ran his forehead through his career.
Oh shit!
Nationwide is on your side.
And he stored like every fucking thing he sang to that jingle.
So, look,
He's got
dude.
the answers
they all
to the
have big
universe
heads,
up in
though?
there.
Does Eli? There's a picture of Eli and Peyton right there,
Wait a minute, where?
and that must be Archie.
Oh,
the
right
family,
there.
the family photo.
His dad's got a big head.
Archie's got a 5 head too.
Eli just uses his
Yeah, I
hand
was
to
gonna
cover
say he
it.
covers it with the hair.
The family 5 head, dude.
Genetic. What the?
I like that one. Dude, that's so funny, man. This is like if Peyton Manning had a regular sized forehead.
That does not look
It
right.
doesn't look right at all.
Yeah.
Peyton, okay, Peyton Manning forehead memes are my favorite thing. Now.
Yeah.
It's like 95, 2015. And then they're just scaling it up.
Yeah. So accurate.
I love this shit. That's my favorite football related meme since Smokin' Jay Cutler.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You seen those?
Yep. Oh yeah, they're awesome. What is it? They do it in basketball too. Yeah.
Where they just Photoshop a cigarette.
Yeah.
And you can do it to every picture of Jay Cutler, and it just works.
Yeah. Yeah, what's going on with him and his estranged wife going on dates with all these dudes?
Honestly, I don't care.
I know. I just see it on, the feed all the time.
You remember when Miami paid him to come out of retirement? That was cool. Yeah. I like that one.
How about Aaron Rodgers getting engaged and losing in the playoffs?
Man, I don't care.
The
man.
Romo effect. Every time Romo had a girlfriend, he played 10 times worse.
Aaron
Jessica
Rodgers.
Simpson.
Aaron Rodgers has slayed some
Carrie
major
Underwood.
ass in his day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to our redraft, gentlemen. Skylar Did you formulate a redraft, or
No.
you just along
I'm
for
flying.
funsies? Okay.
I'll
I
grade.
didn't make
I'll
like an
grade.
official one. I'm
I-
grading, and then be like, this is where I would have taken him. I didn't write anything down.
Okay, I actually did a full-on first round redraft. Let me pull it up here. Pull up my notes. I did
Well,
it
aren't you class
But
pet?
Mike's the stat guy. So.
Yeah,
I did it
he
in
is.
I did it at about 4 a.m. So forgive me. Okay. So a couple homers right off the bat. Cincinnati Bengals took Joe Burrow first overall,
That was the right pick.
and that was, I think, honestly, absolutely the right pick. We didn't get to see a full season of Joe.
But I did love what I seen.
Yeah.
I liked what I saw. I
I
think
like what I saw. I don't think it was the wrong pick.
he'll be back with a vengeance next year for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I give the pick an A.
Yeah, I'd give it an A. I mean, you can't see an injury coming, so
And in my redraft, I've got Joe Burrow here as well.
yeah, I got him at 1.
Washington Redskins take Chase Young. I give this one an A plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the perfect. I don't think they get as far without him. I mean, he did everything for him defensively. It was just, yeah, dude's a stud. He's going to be great. Love the direction the team's going in.
This is the spark
Yes,
that their
that they
defense
needed.
needed. Absolutely.
They got everything going on over there.
And this is where I have him in the redraft.
Yeah.
Now, Detroit Lions took Jeff Okudah. I honestly, I didn't really hear a ton.
didn't hear
I didn't. I was
didn't
kinda
see a lot out of Jeff
underwhelmed a
Okudah's
little bit.
stats. I honestly gave him probably a C minus.
Mm-hmm.
1 pick, 2 pass deflections, 47 tackles, but he didn't seem like much of a presence on the field. But my epiphany when it comes to rookie corners is this: it's very rare when you get a rookie corner who can come on and play out of his mind year one. A guy like Darrell Revis, Patrick Peterson, Marshawn Lattimore, guys who immediately are like, oh, that's the guy. So I think with all these corners, it's going to take a little bit of growing time, and you also got to consider, with as pass driven as this league is now, consider their opponents. Jeff Okudah has to play Aaron Rodgers twice a year.
Yeah.
Damon Arnett has to play Pat Mahomes and Justin Herbert twice a year each.
All who just don't throw picks. I mean,
C.J. Henderson plays Deshaun Watson twice a year, and then
Yeah.
he'll play. He's gonna play Wentz. Potentially in this new system. And then Tannehill. So it's gonna be interesting evaluating young corners further. Still, I got to give Jeff Okudah a D plus or C minus here. My redraft, I've got them taking Justin Jefferson. Pound for pound, the top receiver in the draft, hands
Yeah.
down. And this is a team that is going to lose potentially all 3 of their top pass catchers this year. This was a year where Kenny Golladay was plagued with injury pretty bad. So knowing that Golladay, Amendola, Marvin Jones are all free agents, I would have drafted the future at wide receiver here in Justin Jefferson, using my wonderful hindsight.
See, that's where I would have had. I was going to put CeeDee Lamb over there, just because I think he did I mean, he didn't do as well as Justin Jefferson, obviously, but who knows what he could have done with Dak still in the picture, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
Moving on, the Giants took Andrew Thomas. I think there's room to grow. I think he just kind of needs to kind of watch his penalties a little bit.
young.
but that's young offensive linemen.
Yeah.
I mean, you see a lot of they're just
Yep, it
penalty-
happens. It's
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this was an O-line that also suffered from Nate Solder not playing.
And actually, they still were pretty decent line. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean-
they weren't bad. I personally, I grade Andrew Thomas at a B minus. I think that there's definitely room for improvement here, but he's off to a decent start.
I'd give him B minus. Yeah.
But here, I actually have the Giants taking the consensus number 1 tackle in the draft, Tristan Wirfs, who
okay.
came on and had he had an immediate All-Pro year, guarding for Tom Brady, and a Super Bowl ring to show for it, and a Pro Bowl to show for it as well. So wonderful Tristan Wirfs, the Iowa product. Rather than being the 4th OTAC taken, he gets to be the first off the board here for the Giants. And I don't know, maybe Daniel Jones doesn't cough up that football as much.
Yeah, you think so, huh?
Maybe. Okay, Miami Dolphins. They took Tua here.
It's hard to grade that one. It really is.
It's hard to grade it because he only played in like 9 games. I
Okay, but
believe.
after what we've seen,
I take Herbert over Tua.
I take Herbert.
Well, that's not hard to do at all. I give Tua a C+.
Because that was the guy Mike
Yeah,
wanted.
Because he was. I remember how I wasn't mad, but I was kind of like, all right, let's
you weren't
see where we go.
yeah, you weren't exactly
I
thrilled
wasn't
with Herbert.
thrilled. I have come back. I've walked it back.
Well,
no,
yeah,
I
you
walked
don't know
this-
what you got.
I walked this back several weeks ago. I have never been happier to admit I'm wrong in my entire life than with the Justin Herbert pick.
Thank God, right?
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God.
Because the future is now.
Like if I was going between Tua and with our line, which isn't much better than Miami's,
Yeah.
or a banged up Tyrod,
But,
would,
you know,
I wouldn't have a lot to be happy about right now.
It's you kind of got to watch out too for like rookie QBs, man. You really don't know what you really have until like the second or third year.
But my thing is,
Not
I
saying
think
anything about Herbert, but
Not
Tua.
all of it. Yeah, you're right. Not all of them come out.
No.
some of his struggles I think can be attributed to that line, which they had a lot of rookies on that line that didn't quite
Right, so
haven't
don't
quite
count.
panned
Don't
out
quite
yet.
count Tua out because you don't really know yet.
This is where a lot of people have them taking Penei Sewell at 3, even even though guys like Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle are right there. Where I'm kind of leaning in that direction on my own potential 2021 mocks. They also, outside of Devontae Parker, they really don't have another established.
Yeah, we were
pass
talking
catcher
about this
on
a few
that
weeks
offense.
ago.
Devontae Parker had a breakout year a couple of years back, but
And that's where we were saying they should draft the Heisman.
they need an accent. They need an accent on that offense to really
Trade up or whatever they need to do.
give Parker the rub and get another guy out there who can catch some balls as well. So it's tough to say. I give him a C+, because there's a good chance he doesn't pan out. I mean, he's
Yeah, I gave him a C just because.
in terms of his size, and we talked about this a while back.
Yeah.
He's an anomaly. There's very few. There's been one guy in the history of the NFL who's been a sub 5'10" quarterback who has succeeded without having to lean on his legs, and that's Drew Brees.
Yeah.
You know, Fran Tarkenton, Russell Wilson, Vic, guys like that have been able to get off on bootlegs and get mobile and extend plays. Brees has never been that guy.
No, he's a generic white dude
He's
who
been-
doesn't have the athleticism like these other dudes do.
So that being said, Tua has all those same intangibles. He's not even terribly athletic. They need to get a good line in front of him, and they need to get him like just another guy to catch passes.
Yeah.
I think that they're in the right realm with running backs, though.
Yeah, I
Gaskin turned
believe it, yeah.
Gaskin turned it on the second half of the
what's that?
season.
Ahmed?
And Ahmed.
Ahmed, yeah.
I liked him.
They got one more over there too. I don't know how long stick around, but what's his
Was
face?
it Laird?
I think he's still over there, but
Yeah.
I thought there was another one.
Well, they got rid of Jordan Howard.
It wasn't him. I might be thinking of a different team right now.
It's kind of deep. They don't have like a bell cow quite yet. Although we could see that in Gaskin.
Gaskin, I think, is their man. That's the dude.
Yeah, for
And then
sure.
and then I think they could have a nice 1-2 punch there with Ahmed.
They just need to reinforce that line
Yeah.
and get another receiver out there,
Another
and then
receiver.
we'll really see.
Because even tight end, they're set.
Gesicki's nice.
Yeah, if they'd actually use him.
Well, he ended up getting injured
I was a
too.
fantasy owner of Gesicki in that
I
Jacksonville
used him.
game.
I used him
and
for one game, and he got me like 19.
I used to
it
get
was great.
I'd get so pissy seeing him like not out there in the lineups. But no, I give him a C+. However, in the redraft, I have the Dolphins taking Justin Herbert here, as much as it pains me. He's just, I mean,
Oh yeah.
with an incomplete grade for Joe Burrow based on his injury, Herbert was the consensus best quarterback in this draft so far.
I think even Burrow stays healthy from what I've seen from Herbert and a little bit I've seen of Burrow Herbert would have been the best. But
Right. Yeah, I don't want to make a defining statement on that quite yet. Although I love what I saw.
Yeah, like I didn't want to totally say, I would pick Herbert instead of Burrow number 1 because I mean we didn't get to see the whole thing with Burrow, and also I think Herbert definitely landed on a better team. So
I think fit wise,
Herbert fits great
and
where
Burrow
he's at right
and
now.
Burrow fits great in Cincinnati.
Exactly. So I don't think there was any wrong pick there.
So moving on, we've got the Chargers. They took Justin Herbert here. I give this one an A plus again.
Yeah, A plus.
He came out and exceeded expectations.
Sorry, Tyrod.
And we're ready for him in year 2. Now this is where I may shock you guys. In my redraft, I don't take Tua because I don't think Tua played to the level of a 6th overall pick.
No.
In my redraft, I have us taking reinforcing the O-line, doing something that we're going to do this year and just doing it a year early and taking the best left tackle left over. I'm taking Mekhi Becton here to kind of help build. I mean, because remember, with Tyrod being the starter or being announced as the starter, I was all for it. And I think, honestly, if you get another guy helping keep him upright, maybe he doesn't break his ribs in Cincinnati. Maybe he doesn't get that punctured lung. Maybe we get the Pro Bowl. Maybe we get the Pro Bowl Tyrod Taylor season I was talking about. No, I'm not that crazy.
Sure, you're glad you didn't.
That doctor just had money on Herbert starting this year.
Right.
Yeah, he had it riding in Vegas.
But I'm not that crazy. But I do think that would be the best step in that direction. And then maybe if Tyrod doesn't pan out, then you go quarterback.
Let me ask you this though.
Speaking of sports betting, real quick, did you hear that guy? You read the whole story on that guy that streaked on the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Crazy.
They're not paying him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, still legend. But okay, so back onto that topic with the Tua. You didn't want to put him at the Chargers if you had Herbert going to Miami. Do you think Tua would have had a better season if he was with the Chargers?
No, because our O-line isn't that great.
So you think just Herbert had something over him because of that?
I think Herbert's the more athletic quarterback.
I think Herbert is a guy, you go back and you watch tape and see how he gets rushed. But because he's so tall and because he has that arm, he's not worried about, I mean, he can scramble, but he's not as worried about scrambling. It's just, I see a guy coming. I'm got my eye on my receiver. I can see a guy coming down in my periphery, and I can walk it back and get my throw off and maybe take a hit while I'm getting it off. But it doesn't matter because Jalen Guyton's 45 yards downfield, and he's going to get that right in the palm of his hand.
I can vouch for that because I watched it. I went to a Ducks game.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to get your opinions on it.
No, so I honestly think Tua would have struggled mightily behind our line, especially when you factor in, and maybe these injuries don't happen in this alternate universe, but you factor in injuries to Austin Eckler, which I know hurt even Herbert when we had to just throw the ball 50 times a game when we didn't really have a running game to really lean on. So, yeah, I think that's where I'm at there.
I like it.
Moving on, Carolina Panthers, Derek Brown. I give this guy a B plus, A minus. I like his presence on the line.
Yeah, give him about a B.
This is where I've got him in my redraft. I see no reason to fix what's not broke here. Moving on to the Cardinals, they took Isaiah Simmons here. I give him a C plus.
Yeah,
he didn't show out the way I thought he would.
I thought he was going to be a big game changer for him.
But this is a guy that we knew going in was going to be a project. It's that raw potential. It's that thing that, maybe you don't get it uncorked overnight, especially in a Cardinals defense that's got a few holes anyway. Especially with Chandler Jones went down.
That actually really hurt them.
That's a lot of pressure on a linebacker, right? A rookie linebacker who's kind of a safety hybrid right off the bat. I think you draft him knowing that you're hoping to get the big, the good out of him in year 2 or year 3. So I still have him going here just based off of his outrageous potential to the Cardinals at 8.
That's crazy. That game I went to, Herbert didn't even play very well.
No.
I remember him playing very well, but he was 19 for 34, 262, 2 TDs, and 2 INTs.
Well, that's a guy who wasn't even allowed to really uncork it in college either.
Well, that was 18, so that was 3 years ago.
Right,
He was still a
Well, he was
sophomore.
still a young pup.
So Jacksonville went ahead and took C.J. Henderson here. I've again with these corners, I've got a D grade on C.J. Henderson. Just ask the Jaguars how their picks have gone when they
got dunked
given
on
up the
all
amount,
year.
the amount of points they've given up, and they had a lot of holes in that boat. I just don't think C.J. Henderson would have been the best pick.
Definitely
here.
wasn't worth the first round pick.
No, consider some of the corners that did go in the second round. Guys like Trevon Diggs, who will come up later.
Yeah.
Guys who went in the fourth round. A certain corner who went in the fourth round, who will come up here very soon. I've got the Jaguars actually going with Okudah here. Similar,
I like that.
Similar to the Isaiah Simmons pick. It's potential to me. It's one of those things where he would in my redraft
Original.
he would actually be still the first corner taken off the board. He just goes at 9 instead of 3 to a team that needs to fill the holes in their boat a little bit, but I think in the long run he'll be better than CJ. Moving on, another don't fix what ain't broke pick. I've got the Browns taking Jedrick Wills.
Love him
again.
I give him an A+.
He's
man.
an A+ all day. I like him. He again,
Big boy.
like Andrew Thomas, needs to work on his penalties, but his run and pass blocking was tremendous this year.
It was so great to
Well,
see.
look at. I mean,
Baker Mayfield was able to take a huge
Look what
step
happened.
in
just
year
adding,
3.
they almost took down the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
should have taken down the Chiefs.
Playoff
That
boys.
helmet to helmet call was
Ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or no call, I should
I agree.
say.
I was so infuriated.
I was, yeah.
That was
Fucking-
literally
Because I was on the
game.
Browns. I was on the Browns bandwagon.
Oh, I was too after the Hawks
I
off
got
the table.
I actually got a good buddy that I play Xbox with. I haven't
Yeah.
played in a couple of years, but he's a diehard Cleveland Browns fan.
Yeah, I always got a special place in my heart for Cleveland, man. I mean, LeBron.
So
Well, he's one of the ones that burned LeBron's jersey.
Jesus Christ.
So Jets over here, I've got them taking. They took Mekhi Becton, who I would give a B+ grade.
I'd give him, probably that. I was teetering toward like an A-.
And by the way, I will say
he ended up getting hurt though, right?
a little bit, yeah. And I will say the reason why I didn't have the Chargers take Jedrick Wills, I had them take Becton, as Wills is traditionally a right tackle, whereas Becton is a traditional left tackle, which is a hole that the Chargers have needed to fill. Haven't really adequately filled for more than a couple years since Marcus McNeil's untimely retirement. But anyway, so the Jets took Mekhi Becton, B+, A-. I like
think
this
he played
guy.
pretty damn
Yeah.
good for his first year.
I think they just need a couple more pieces on that line to help whoever's going to be the quarterback in 2021. However, in my redraft, who did I have? I've got them taking Andrew Thomas. So just to fill the position again, it's just the guy who happens to be there in the redraft. Who we thought was decent. He stays in New York. He just goes across the pond. Moving on to the Raiders, who took Henry Ruggs.
So this one was kind of hard for me
It's
because
an incomplete grade almost.
that's what I feel, because I don't feel like he actually got the opportunity.
Yeah. He had like one great game against the Chiefs.
Yeah, but
and
and then there was and I think it was a game where one of the main receivers were hurt. They weren't even playing.
Yeah.
So he got more playing time, and I think he's going to be. Watch out for him. I think he's going to be something special.
he could break out this year.
This
sure.
year, I really feel it.
There's a few receivers here that'll come on strong in year 2. I think.
We're still not sure who the quarterback is over there. I mean,
haven't-
right now it's Derek Carr, obviously.
Personally, I think it should stay Carr.
Yeah.
I think he played really well last year.
Yeah, and what's his face? He got in there and he played well when Carr got hurt.
Mariota, yeah.
But Carr still got them there. Carr still played very good.
They were this close to playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Now,
but back to Ruggs.
Do I think that Gruden won't try to trade for Watson and spice shit up?
Why not? You have to.
Why not? You have to at least ask.
And even if not, is Mariota still staying, right? Like, what's that contract like?
I thought it was 2 years.
Okay, who's to say they don't pull like a like a Miami thing.
A camp battle or something.
Or even
I mean, if
somebody's not doing well, throw the other guy in.
Yeah, if Carr falters enough that
You
they've
know
got
what I
a
mean?
guy nipping at his back.
Yeah.
I mean,
And who knows what that could mean for
but
Ruggs.
that could have been all the motivation for Carr this season, right off the bat.
to get even better. So I don't think it's bad. The Raiders, watch out for him because they're definitely looking for the playoff picture this year.
As much as I like Henry Ruggs, and I do agree with you, he'll come out strong.
But we're just grading on this year.
Grading this year,
I mean, it's got to be like a C minus.
it's like I was just going to say.
Almost a D, but
I would say C minus.
you can't quite give him a D
Flashes,
because you saw flashes here.
Flashes.
Like he's barely passing,
But who I have here in the redraft, this is where I have CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, see, if I didn't put CD Lamb higher, that's where I would have had.
Yeah.
But I would put I'd probably put Judy up there.
So you're really sold with CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, dude, I think he is the future.
You're on that potential wagon with him.
Yes.
And I'm right there with you.
Yes.
He was, I mean, coming out of here, I thought, well, he wasn't my favorite. That was Denzel Mims last year. He was what I thought to be the consistent, or the what is the word I'm looking for?
I mean, you are right when you say consistent, but I think
no,
you're looking...
not consistent. What's the word I'm looking for? The consensus number one receiver. Because I think the thing going in was Judy's possession ability.
There was like three of them,
He's
right?
able to put it together. You've got Ruggs's raw potential with his speed and the high ceiling.
And then there's the route running.
And then there's route running CeeDee Lamb with his athleticism. And I go route running and CeeDee Lamb because I see some Keenan Allen in him. Keenan Allen's a guy that doesn't necessarily have breakaway speed, never has, never will. But he'll beat guys on routes. He beats elite corners on routes, and that's why you see Herbert go to him on third down all the time. He's, in my opinion, the most dependable third down receiver in football because he'll run a curl route or a hitch or a zag or something and get open. And that's what I see a lot of in CeeDee Lamb. And that's why I have him going here to the Raiders.
Yeah.
I think that they need a dependable target there.
Kid's special, man. He's going to be something seriously.
I think when you're building receivers or when you're building up an offense, you got to get the dependable guy first, the sure thing out of the way first, then move to the blazing speed potential guy. Because you got to have, if that guy doesn't pan out or if that guy, can't figure out his hands, you got to have another guy there catching the ball. Look at Cincinnati. John Ross did not pan out very well for them. But
sucks because he was a speedster.
Tyler Boyd was there. AJ Green had been established. T. Higgins this year played pretty well.
He's a kid too to look out for.
Definitely,
especially next year when Burrow's healthy. So.
But yeah. So I've got CeeDee Lamb there to the Raiders. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 13. Top 4 tackles are off the board thanks to the Chargers kind of throwing a wrench in things here in my redraft. Now initially they'd taken Tristan Wirfs. A++. I think that obviously he's a tremendous tackle, just like Iowa makes him. In this redraft, they get a guy that they already got. They just get him around earlier. They get Antoine Winfield Jr., a guy who played pretty damn well at safety.
Which is another A.
He defended Tyreek Hill excellently in the Super Bowl. That's my Twitter picture for a reason. It's tremendous. So
crazy.
Buccaneers get a little screwed here in this remock, but that's what happens when your rookies play out of your mind.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. If we got to lose out on Herbert in this hypothetical remock,
right,
you guys have to lose out on Wirfs. I'm sorry. At least you get your other guy.
Well, it just shows you how good of a pick it was. So.
Oh, absolutely. 49ers here took Javon Kinlaw. Kind of quiet. I'd give him a CC+.
Yeah.
It's just there was a lot of injuries on that defense, which meant there's a lot of pressure on this guy now, and he wasn't able to really see to it his full potential. In the mock, however, this is where I get a little spicy. This is where I have the Niners taking Tua. I have him going camp battle with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Honestly, that might... Dude, I like that. I really do like that.
You consider they're a team that people are saying, trade for Deshaun. I think having Tua... You put Tua on the Niners, knowing that Garoppolo is going to get hurt. I mean, they've already
Doesn't matter if he's hurt.
they've already started building that O-line. They had guys like Mike McGlinchey come out and play pretty well. I think that would be a team that would give Tua a better shot to succeed, especially with all those targets: Debo,
The weapons.
Brandon Ayuk, who they drafted here.
The weapons, the defense. I mean, all of it's perfect. It's almost like your Colts situation. It's
exactly
perfect scenario.
Spoiler alert: they do wind up getting him
Right.
still in my mock, but they would and all those running backs. It's extremely low pressure for a guy to come, comes in.
I mean, he thinks it's easy anyway.
Right.
You saw what he said earlier.
Well, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a little harder.
I think that would be a good spot for Tua here is to go to San Fran. Moving on, Denver Broncos, Jerry Jeudy. I give him a B.
It's a good pick for what they. I mean, I liked him.
I think
I just think it was one of those situations again. The quarterback.
Not very good.
What can you do?
Like Colin Cowherd said, in 8 starts or whatever it was, 6 starts last year. Oh, Drew Lock's amazing. Mm-hmm. In 18 starts, Drew Lock can't play.
Yeah,
and that's the way it is. Jerry Jeudy, he had a couple drop passes, but overall, I think his intangibles are quite good. He looks to make a big step forward in year 2, potentially with a better quarterback. I give the grade a B, and I have the Broncos taking him here again in my mock or in my redraft. Moving to the Falcons now, who took A.J. Terrell. I give him a D. I thought the Falcons were getting passed on all damn day long.
Yeah, I just pulled a
rookie.
rookie autograph card.
They were number 1.
So they just couldn't stop a pass to save their lives. However, I will give them one of the highest graded rookies this year, 4th rounder from the Chiefs. This in my redraft, they take L'Jarius Sneed.
Oh yes,
who played quite well, better than some of these 1st and 2nd rounders here. I still will take guys like Okudah over him just based on their potential. I think Sneed was given a pretty prime opportunity. But no, I like him. I think he'd do pretty damn good in Atlanta as well. And he still gets to wear red. So
there you go.
Dallas Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb. Obviously, I know your grade. I give
an A+.
I give him an A as well. Yeah. I think we didn't get to see his full potential. Andy Dalton wasn't able to make the most out of him and the other weapons on this Dallas Cowboys offense.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah, because wasn't that your big old prediction of the year?
That he'd make a Pro Bowl or something?
No, I said he'd lead him to the playoffs. I said before the season that Dak would go down or suck and lose his job, and Dalton would come in and lead him to the playoffs.
But Dalton,
now, Skylar, I have to ask you, do you feel somewhat responsible for that?
No, I don't.
Yeah, do you have a guilty conscience about making this prediction? And
do you feel
no, he doesn't, because he doesn't even like the Cowboys.
Do you feel even slightly, but as a human, do you feel like even you like
I feels good about
even
himself.
even a little bit like you somewhat, I don't know,
because if what I predicted was
spoke that into existence,
I think you're getting his jollies off of it. To be honest with you.
Honestly, you never want to see a guy get hurt like Dak got hurt.
I've already stated
as much
it on
as
the show.
I don't like the guy.
Yeah, I mean, as much I think he's got a big head, he's arrogant or whatever, but no, I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's showed up this year, and then he got hurt, and I felt really bad.
It was a terrible injury. I mean, there was.
Yeah, it was something else. They take CeeDee Lamb in this draft. We gave him a high grade. However, in my redraft, CeeDee Lamb is not there. I've got them going corner, and I've got them taking Jalen Johnson here. Jalen Johnson quietly had a great stat line. I believe he was a 2nd round pick to the Bears. Bears had a pretty decent secondary, which was something that they needed some help with to go along with their outstanding pass rush. And I think
that
Jalen
was like
Johnson,
the last little piece. Yeah,
absolutely. I think he did a great job there. So that's what I got for the Cowboys. Now the Dolphins took Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson, I would personally give a C.
Yeah.
Raw, lots of potential, but we didn't really get to see it out there. It's just too many young kids on that line trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of maturity there.
Veteran leadership.
Veteran presence.
Now Miami, this is who, and we were saying all year that they need another receiver. This is where I go Henry Ruggs the third.
And that would have been fire.
You get Devontae Parker on
He
one
would've
side.
thrived.
You get Henry Ruggs there. Remember when I said it had? Remember how far CeeDee Lamb fell?
Yeah.
I said, dude, if he'd gone to Miami and you go Tua and CeeDee, holy shit, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Tua and Henry Ruggs, I think is the same thing
I think
because
that's even better.
Shit,
you
even
get your dependable guy right there in Devontae, and then here's
And
Henry
Devontae
Ruggs
was
right
yeah,
there.
yeah, dude. That would have been
well, not only Tua.
Special.
What about one more weapon for Fitzpatrick, who played?
sure. I mean,
Right,
I
I
mean,
mean-
just
I mean-
Miami. Yeah.
I have a habit of like speaking with the future in mind.
Yeah.
But I will take nothing away from Ryan Fitzpatrick and what
yeah,
he
if
did
you want to
last
talk about
season.
that
He did great.
situation, I mean, I think
I
they should have never pulled Fitz in the first.
I think Fitz got screwed.
Yeah.
Now, the Raiders at 19, they took Damon Arnett. I give him an F. No, I really do. I thought he wasn't very good. They took a guy with
Stay after class, buddy.
They took a guy with character issues out of college. He didn't have them surface in the NFL, but he didn't play up to snuff. And again, you're playing Mahomes twice a year. You're playing
Yeah.
Herbert twice a year. You know,
You gotta think about these things.
but still, you pick a guy in the first round. You need them to come out and start showing some potential in year one. I didn't really see it in Damon Arnett. I saw him getting burned by our guys quite a bit. I got to watch. Since I've started GPS spoofing, I get to watch my team quite a bit, and I got to see our guys burn their guys quite a bit. Even
The
though
feds
we
are watching, bro.
even though we did lose that first meeting, it had nothing to do with Damon Arnett. So in my redraft, I give them a slightly better corner guy who had a few picks this year. I give them Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we were all shocked that Trayvon made it into the second round.
One of us
yes.
had him. Didn't one of us have him going there in our mock?
Oh, I don't remember. That was so long ago.
Hang on.
It was such a while ago. I'm not good at
Mike's got it
remembering
written
this
down.
stuff.
I
Well, I'm
think
sure we have. I'm pretty sure I have mine written down here
I thought
somewhere.
I had one of our mocks somewhere, but I'm not going to dig it up on the show. Yeah, one of us had him going there. I think I did in one of my first mocks. And now he actually gets to go here in my alternate universe. Jaguars took Kayvon Chason, linebacker at
I like
20.
him.
You like him? I actually didn't see a whole lot out of him this year.
I mean, he didn't do anything
But again,
spectacular. But
holes
but
in the
again,
boat, man.
I would
Look at-
have given
look
like a
at-
B minus.
How much do you see from guys on teams that are
Yeah.
the Jaguars?
That's true.
That just are pitiful.
I give him personally. I give him a C minus.
Okay.
I actually have them taking. Let's see here.
I just think he's got potential there.
I've got Jacksonville going Javon Kinlaw here.
I like him, actually,
A guy
too.
to put on the front lines to help kind of replace Yannick Ngakoue, who would get traded either. I don't remember when he got traded, but it wasn't too long after this draft. I remember that much. To kind of throw out there. Eagles took Jalen Rager. That's an easy F. He hardly saw the field, and when he did, he was unremarkable in every sense of the word.
Yeah, and you can't even just bring that on to Carson Wentz either.
Taking him one pick ahead of Justin Jefferson is going to haunt Philly for the next 10 years while Jefferson becomes like the next Larry Fitzgerald.
Philly gonna Philly, bro.
It's just the way it is. I do have them somewhat redeeming themselves here, although we've had 3 or 4 great receivers come off the board already in my remock. I've got Philly taking T. Higgins here, a guy who went to Cincy at 33 overall. I really enjoy him. I thought for sure T. Higgins should have been a first-round pick. I think in my first mocks, I had him going to Green Bay. In my redraft now, he goes even earlier to Philly in replacement of Jalen Rager, who I will add in my mocks I did not have going in the first round. So they get a dependable pass catcher here. The Vikings get kind of Jewed in this draft. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that on air. I'm sorry. They get kind of screwed in this draft. They had Justin Jefferson. They don't get him. They take, but they do get Chase Claypool.
Which I mean, come on, dude.
The
gets
young
an
Pittsburgh
A+.
product.
Dude gets
He
an
was
A+.
he was quite good this year. The kid out of Notre Dame had some outstanding games, and he looks to on a Pittsburgh offense that might be moving off of Juju. He's in prime position to come in and be a number one, in year 2 right off the bat. So I do think that pairing Claypool with Adam Thielen, losing Diggs for the Vikings, I don't think that offense misses a beat. I don't think he does as good as Justin Jefferson does, but I think he could have a sub-1,000-yard season.
Yeah, he'll do well.
Los Angeles Chargers, this was a trade with New England. I still have them making the trade for the same reasons. They just take the same position but slightly better. I like Kenneth Murray personally. Oh, by the way, Justin Jefferson, we give an A++ all day.
Let me go on.
Kenneth Murray, personally, I give him a B, I think, or B-. He's a solid run stopper, not very good in coverage, got burned in coverage a couple times, but he had a lot of tackles. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. And under a defensive-minded head coach and a former defensive back turned coordinator, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, especially in a transition from a 4-3 to a 3-4 defense. So we'll see what he's got in year 2. However, in this redraft, I have the Chargers taking my favorite linebacker out of that draft, Patrick Queen, who played tremendously for Baltimore.
Yeah, he did great.
And had a decent role in that defense, despite being a little undersized. Now, moving forward, Saints, Cesar Ruiz on that O-line. I give him a B+. I thought he did pretty decent. He's not going to stand out as much as guys like Andrus Peat, Teron Armstead, but I thought he filled his role pretty damn good, blocking for whomever was in quarterback for the Saints at any given time. And I don't fix what's not broken here. I've got the Saints taking Ruiz here still. He remains the only center taken in my redraft. Moving forward, 49ers, Brandon Ayuk. I give him an A-,
I'd give
B+.
him a.
Yeah, I'm right there.
He did pretty good, man. I mean, there was
B+.
nothing wrong with what he did this year. He played the role well. He's showing potential.
He also didn't have a quarterback.
Well, that's what I mean. It's one of those situations again where you don't have the best quarterback to let you produce, but when he did produce, he did, and he made some plays.
So in 12 games, 11 starts, 748 for 748 yards, 2 rushing TDs, and 5 receiving TDs. I don't know about y'all.
He plays those other games, and he's got 1,000 yards.
That's exactly
right.
You took the words right out of my mouth. He's on pace for 1,000 yards. And again, I don't fix what's not broken here. I've got the Niners taking Brandon Ayuk in the redraft again.
Good draft.
So Packers, they took Jordan Love. This is an incomplete grade. I'm not going to grade him at all.
We don't know.
Because he didn't touch the field. However, I don't have the Packers pissing Aaron Rodgers off in my redraft.
Only thing you could say is, was that the right pick for the Packers?
I told you so.
No,
Obviously,
probably not.
What they could have used something, right?
I told you earlier, they should have taken T. Higgins, and they didn't.
I only said it as kind of a joke when I said it.
I honestly don't think that the Packers really needed
and I think
anything.
Both of you guys looked at me like I was crazy when I said it.
Yeah, but I don't think the Packers actually needed anything though. So it wasn't like a terrible pick, I guess, if you're looking towards the future, maybe. But
other than
come on, look how far they went this year. Look, we all thought
it
they
worked. It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It pissed Aaron Rodgers off, and he went and won an MVP.
Maybe that's what they were trying to do. I don't know.
In my redraft, I don't have them pissing him off. I have him taking a guy I really like to break out in year 2. I have them taking Michael Pittman here.
I love him.
I think that'll be a solid choice for Green Bay offense that had quite a few weapons get banged the hell up. Devontae Adams played tremendously despite missing some games. Alan Lazard was out for over half the season.
Aaron Jones a couple games there.
He was indeed.
They have Jamal Williams. So
I was on the fence about either him or Laviska Shenault here, who also played pretty decent despite being on an awful offense. But I lean Pittman just for potential. Pac-12 kid, Seattle Seahawks. I'll let you guys grade this one. Took Jordan Brooks.
I don't know. I'd give it like a D.
Seattle Seahawks took not Patrick Queen.
Yeah, if you're going off that, it's probably an F.
No, I'm just fucking.
But just fucking, I would give it a D.
Okay.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Wow me. There was nothing really there.
Yeah.
The Seahawks going to Seahawk. I mean,
But
we're not very.
What are you going to wow at the linebacker position? You're the other guy between Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright.
I just think we could have drafted better at that.
You're like
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island.
Spot.
You're the rest in that situation.
So the Seahawks, I have them in my redraft addressing their
How about we
most
take a fucking
their
O-lineman or
most
something, dude?
prominent need. I have them taking left tackle Michael Onwenu, who played for the Patriots this year and was the highest graded left tackle, or one of the not the highest, but among the highest graded left tackles for rookies this year. Guy who I believe didn't get picked until like the 6th round. He comes in and gets picked at the first by a team that desperately needs O-line help.
Yeah.
or they're
Baltimore
going to lose their quarterback.
Baltimore Ravens took Patrick Queen. I give the pick a B+,
Hey.
A-. I thought he
Hey.
played pretty damn decent. They lose him to my team in this draft, though, so I give them Kenneth Murray. We kind of just switched linebackers here. I think Kenneth Murray plays with a lot of heart and a lot of high motor. I was on the fence again about giving them maybe a receiver, maybe giving them Laviska Shenault here. But I really feel like that inside linebacker is still the way to go for Baltimore. Moving forward, Tennessee Titans have Isaiah Wilson. I give him an F. He had off the field issues that really prevented him from seeing the field. The guy is completely, at least so far, wasted his NFL potential. So instead, they take Austin Jackson, guy who formerly went to Dolphins at 18. Young, raw, guy that still needs to develop. You're not going to get something out of him, or you're not going to get amazing things out of him in year one, but you're going to get more than what you got out of Isaiah Wilson, so enjoy it. Dolphins took Noah Igbenogany at 30 overall. I give him a D-. I didn't see really anything out of the kid for me to even really change my grade. I don't even think he hardly started this year. I heard all about Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. I don't really understand why they took a corner in this draft when you had those two guys on your roster already. Made zero sense to me. But if they insist, I have them taking C.J. Henderson here instead, who Florida kid, stays in Florida, is what it is. And another corner who just didn't pan out. Minnesota Vikings took Jeff Gladney. I give him a D. Again, I mean, yeah, it's going to be tough when you're playing Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford twice a year, but I mean, for crying out loud. It just didn't come out. This is a Vikings defense that looked like a shell of what it used to be. Instead, I have them going with a guy I believe they got in a few rounds later. I have them going with Cameron Dantzler, 3rd round pick who didn't play half bad. Excuse me. And then we move on, ending our rapid fire of the first round. Kansas City Chiefs took Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Fuck yeah.
I give him a B. I just think his durability is a little bit in question. He missed several games this year.
Yeah, he started off really hot.
He started hot, and
Yep.
he didn't. I mean,
But I think he played his role how he needed to play it on that offense, and I don't see anything wrong. I think they drafted just fine. I think it was a good pick.
Yeah.
I'd give it probably a B+.
B+. Yeah, I give him a B. I think he's a solid enough
And
back.
he definitely got potential.
I think actually, personally though, in my redraft, I have them going Jonathan Taylor here.
That probably would have been better pick, maybe, but
he's just a more traditional kind of bell cow power back. It's just it's something different. But I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire did decent enough in his role here with Kansas City. Nothing really to complain about.
yeah, I mean they went to a Super Bowl
Yeah, absolutely.
and he
They
did
didn't win.
his part.
They didn't win a Super Bowl though.
No, they did
So-
not.
Yeah, that's right, Clyde. I think you thought you were getting a round trip ticket to Ringville
Yeah,
in your
Ring-
first
Ring
year,
City.
and it didn't happen, did it? Yeah.
Jesus.
Was that like
was that?
I don't know. I hit a button on a website. And it fucking.
Why are you looking at those websites?
Okay, you guys
know.
need. Okay, go ahead and leave, guys. I got to change my pants. Okay. So yeah, that is our redraft in full. I thought we did not bad. Not bad. There's
There was like a few
lot.
there. Yeah.
There's a lot of great players in this draft.
It was a really good draft year.
This was a deep wide receiver draft. I am saddened that Denzel Mims wasn't quite the guy.
I mean,
he
is
would
it
be,
his
but
fault? He didn't even
No,
play
but
till.
he didn't even have a touchdown. Fucking
I mean, could you blame him?
no.
The hell they have over there?
No, I just hope they give him a quarterback or something. KJ Hamler was another one. Didn't really have a lot of good things in Denver. And Van Jefferson, who I didn't realize got even taken by the Rams, which says everything you need to know here.
Yeah, I got his rookie card too.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Nice. Actually, I want to look at Chase Claypool's stats real quick. 62, 873. Yeah, he'll come on and play.
Yep.
First string all day. Yeah, not bad at all.
I'm getting some NBA stuff.
Why not? Let's look at the news.
So
Let's go to the news. So obviously we know about Dame getting snubbed on the starting All-Star game. Let's take a look. Oh, Houston Rockets have guaranteed center DeMarcus Cousins $2.3 million contract for the rest of the season. Teams have until February 27 to make that decision on non-guaranteed deals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is Boogie back?
I was gonna say.
I mean, he's not like
he's getting ejected, so yeah.
Sacramento Boogie, but yeah, I mean, he's back.
Yeah, he's getting kicked out of games. He's back. Yeah, man, basketball's been fun lately.
It's not been bad,
we're
man.
all doing fantasy basketball this year, and it's a lot different than what we usually do as football. It's fun. It's a lot more to pay attention to, but makes you watch a lot more basketball. Watch a lot more teams you usually don't. It's fun.
Miles Turner sends fan 1 penny with the message, "Here's a penny for your thoughts," after the fan sent Turner a $100 Venmo request for, quote, losing us that game against the Bulls.
Oh, that's funny. The other night, Heckler, what was it? Was saying something to Melo, and they told him, just retire already. Melo said, "Shut your ass up."
Yo, Giannis elbowed Anunoby last night and got a flagrant 1 and fouled out. Let's watch that.
No shit. Oh yeah, dude. He went right for the chin,
Right for the
dude.
throat, dude.
I mean, we know you're a superstar,
Hey.
bro, but you ain't on bronze status yet, dude. You
Giannis,
ain't there yet.
That's not cool. He's on my fantasy team.
Oh yeah, that.
He thinks he's LeBron or something. Like he can get away with that, dude.
It's Pascal's like, dude, dude, that's not cool. Anunoby's on my fantasy team. I just got him back.
Okay, dude. Yeah, that's definitely intentional.
I just got him back, Giannis. Dickhead.
Oh my god. Good stuff there.
Yeah, man. Oh wait, actually, Shaq had something to say about Dame. I still think Damian Lillard should be an all-star starter. He's actually playing better. You know, Luka has more assists, but nobody is feared in the game than Damian Lillard. Time in and time out, he has pushed off this all-star starter list. I would have liked to have seen him as a starter.
Yeah, same
Well,
here.
you said that just like Shaq would have stumbled all over it.
Boy, howdy, didn't I?
Here's one thing with Dame too, man. He has the most go-ahead shots to win these games.
I just posted.
More than LeBron, more than Westbrook, more than any of these guys.
I just posted. I seen something. I posted on the page. Since 2015, Damian Lillard has played with 0 MVPs, 0 All-Stars, 0 Rookie of the Years, 0 All-NBA teammates, 0 All-Rookie teammates, 0 Defensive Players of the Year, and 0 coaches.
0 everything. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up if you think about it.
He has not complained.
Now you can
once.
say small market all you want, but he's bigger now. Like he's bigger. He's
Yeah.
almost bigger than Portland. Like
You would
he's
think being on 2K would have kind of helped him out a little bit.
he should have helped him out, and the only reason he wasn't a starter is because of that stupid ass fan vote. I voted, but
Yeah.
it came down to the European vote, man. I mean, that's just what it is with Luka.
So we're over a third of the way through the season. I want to take a look at, in fact, we're about 10 games off. We're 5 to 10 games off of being halfway done. I want to take a look at if the NBA season were to go to playoffs right now, where we would be at. Now, let's look at the West.
Look at the top 8.
Utah Jazz, number 1. They've actually got, I believe, a 2-game lead on the Lakers. Moving into 2, you got the Lakers there, as we kind of expected they'd be up there for sure. The Clippers, we knew, or they're tough. Blazers 18-10. They are 4th seed right now. They've won 6 in a row.
Rip City, baby.
They're cruising. The Suns, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Suns, 17-10.
As we predicted that they were going to be a force to be reckoned with this year.
They're playing damn hard. The Spurs, which I
did not see
I
coming.
think he predicted and we didn't.
But still not. I mean, they're at 6 right now.
DeMar DeRozan
They're
Spurs.
above your Warriors.
DeJounte Murray's playing really well. Oh, well, they killed us about a week ago.
Yeah.
Warriors are here at 16-13, even without Klay Thompson. I love to see it.
I always had you guys in there.
Steph's playing hero ball.
Steph's going Steph.
This is where I had us, though. I believe I had us in at 7.
For our original
for our predictions.
Yeah.
But I think that's where we had the Blazers, isn't it?
I had them. No, I had them high. I had them higher.
I had you guys at 6.
I actually think I might have had the Blazers at 4. I might have had them higher though.
I believe you had them at 4 because
I'm pretty sure I had them at 4 though.
I had you at 6. I had us at 7.
Mm-hmm.
And
Denver's a shocker.
A team that I had at 2 was Denver.
Yeah, shocker that way. Yeah, I had Denver way up too.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I think I had them at like 2 or even possibly 1.
Now let's look at teams that aren't in it. The Grizzlies, they're at 9. That's like their zone, I guess.
Yeah, they're like hanging around 8 or 9.
Mavericks have been awful this year.
And we had them in, I'm pretty sure.
I think I had them at like maybe 3.
I absolutely had them in. I had them at 4 or 5.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm gonna say it's because you traded away Seth Curry.
Yeah, that could be
that's
the
your
missing
problem.
link there, but yeah.
You traded away the sharpshooting, raw athleticism of Seth Curry.
The better brother of the two.
It's
Seth
the
Curry
curse. Sacramento Kings are sitting there where they always are because it's fucking Sacramento.
Still though, I mean, I think I had
Buddy Hield, Tyrese Halliburton. I'm sorry, this is your ceiling. Until you leave Sacramento, this is Sacramento's ceiling.
Sacramento ceiling.
Until you leave
Maybe.
Sacramento, this is where you'll be. New Orleans, you're disappointing me every day. Come on, guys. Zion, be LeBron already. Be LeBron. Do it.
Hey, he's still playing out of his mind. It ain't his fault.
He played well against us.
It ain't his fault.
The Rockets are terrible with John Wall and without James Harden. What a shocker. However, I will say Victor Oladipo, since he got sent to the Rockets, has been playing out of his mind for my fantasy team. So I'm liking it. Plus I hate the Rockets anyway, so they can linger in fucking low seed hell for a while. The Thunder, we knew this was coming, but they have like all the draft picks, so I think they're going to be okay in the long run. And the Timberwolves, which
I think we all had them there.
I hate that they're here right now because we have their first round pick this year, but it's top 4 protected or something like that. So I'd like it if they sucked a little less.
Yeah, no, they'll suck. But they've been without Cat for a lot of games this year.
I know, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, COVID's really fucked Cat up bad.
Yeah.
So then the East, you've got Philly at 1. I don't think we called that at all.
I didn't call them that. I mean, I called them.
They were in.
They were in, but not that high.
Not that high.
I had them in the lower, probably like 7 or 8.
I had Brooklyn pretty high.
I had Brooklyn at 1.
I think I actually was the one out of the 3 of us. I had Brooklyn middle or low because I wasn't.
I think you might have had them at like 4, maybe
4 or 5. I thought.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
But now
I wasn't buying it.
So had they had Harden at the beginning of the year, what would you have said?
Well, I would still said 1. I
would have actually had they had Harden at the beginning of the year. I would have said 1 or 2. Yeah. I think I would have only put the Bucks ahead of them. Bucks are sitting at 3.
I had them at like 2. Yeah.
They're looking a little more human right now. Pacers, I actually predicted them falling out and being at 9, and they're at 4. They're holding strong again. Malcolm Brogdon, my fantasy team, he's lighting it up. Miles Turner's been playing pretty damn well, and Domantas Sabonis is kind of the dark horse, low key, like the best player on that team.
I love Sabonis.
Celtics, despite losing Jason Tatum for 2 weeks, are sitting at 5. I think
I had them lower. Actually.
I think that's respectable. The Knicks.
The Knicks.
Hey, Stephen A is probably just smitten.
The Knicks are sitting at 6 right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And here's the thing: that's not. We did this a few 14 games ago. I think we did it like 10 or 12 games in. We said if the season stopped here, and the Knicks were like 5 or 4.
Yeah, they were.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Still up there.
I want to see this continue. I would love to see the
RJ
Knicks.
Barrett, baby.
Dude, if RJ Barrett, Austin Rivers, Alec Burks.
I've got like 3 or 4 rookie cards.
Dude, if this motley crew of like weirdos can get into the playoffs, I say weirdos in an endearing
You don't
way.
belong here, you misfits.
In an endearing way because they don't really have a star here. Like, the closest thing they've got is like RJ Barrett.
That's what I said. Yeah,
I mean, it's
like
like-
literally.
like-
oh wait, Julius Randle's playing
Julius
out
Randle.
of his
I'm sorry.
fucking mind.
I'm so sorry. Julius Randle is their star.
And he's playing out of his mind again,
And
dude.
then-
Like
and
he's
then-
playing like old Julius.
You know what sucks is like guys like Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram,
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell. You know what they all have in common? They were Los Angeles Lakers first round picks. 2 of them were second overall picks, and they've all gone off. Gone the fuck off on other teams. The only one of their first round letdowns that has not gone the fuck off on his new team, Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, he's definitely got his shots a lot better, but
He's not putting up Ingram or Randall numbers.
no.
Like, no way, and I don't think he ever will. But
no, he's definitely
he's too much of a meme now. Like nobody really gives a shit.
Well, yeah, that's
His
what
dad wrecked his career from the start.
I don't know. Actually, his dad probably made his career even better than it probably would have been.
Oh,
to
he's
be honest
making
with
so
you.
much. He's making money hand over fist with his reality shows and other bullshit.
I'm not even talking about that.
No. But his dad hyped him too much.
Yeah.
Lonzo had so much pressure coming into the league just because of everything his dad.
Do you think he learned from that, and that's why LaMelo is like? I just think LaMelo is just the better.
I think
athlete.
LaMelo looked at his dad and said, "Dad, you do this,
Yeah.
I won't talk to you."
Yeah, I mean, I just think
Yeah.
LaMelo was always the better athlete anyway. I mean,
Oh, hell yeah.
you got to watch the old AAU films, the
So-
high school film. Oh yeah,
And speaking of, we'll get to him in just a second because you got the Knicks at 6. Raptors finally crawling back in. I think when we did this the first time, they were at 14.
Yeah.
They're at 7 now, so they're figuring it out. Siakam, Van Fleet, Anunoby and company. And the Hornets at 13 and 15.
Hell yes.
They are a half a game ahead of the Bulls. Notably absent is the Hawks, who are sitting at 10. And the Heat, who are sitting at 11. Now, the Heat have been dealing with some injuries. Goran Dragic being a big one.
Yeah,
and
all
they also,
season.
they also lost Jay Crowder in the offseason. But this is a team that I thought just would be able to run it back. I don't know what's going on here.
No idea. Can't even.
I honestly, I can attribute it to not having paid enough attention to him right off the get go. I knew the Magic weren't going to be back. I didn't think they were going to be back. I wasn't.
Cavs are sitting about where I
think I had the Wizards just on the outs.
I
'cause
had the Wizards either just making it or just outside of it. I think I had them at 8. I believe I had them at 8.
I believe I had the Hawks at 8. I had the Wizards at 9.
And I think I had the opposite. I think I had the Wizards at 8 and the Hawks at 9.
Yeah. Because after the Westbrook trade, we were like, oh, fuck yeah, they're going.
Right, I thought they would just creep in just barely.
And
I think that's who we have tomorrow night.
We do. It's a big game. Russ versus Dame. Let's go, baby.
you guys get the Hornets.
Nope. Tomorrow?
Well,
Oh, that's
you.
we.
Yeah. No, you guys get
We
the
get the Hornets. Sorry, you guys get the
I
Wizards.
guess, yeah, I know it's the Wizards for sure.
We get the Magic tonight at 4, and then we get the.
I'll watch you guys lose tonight. I'm just kidding. I'm not even.
Poor-
I'm
watch
not.
it.
Hey,
I'm not a hater, dude.
Poor Russ gets fucking Dame the day after, or 2 days
I
after
know.
he gets snubbed.
Dude, he's gonna get. Oh my God, Dame. Hey, I'm calling it now on the show. Dame is putting up a 50 piece tomorrow night. 50 piece.
Oh man,
I'm telling you, he's going to.
50 piece.
He's going against
We'll
Russell
see,
Westbrook,
man.
his arch nemesis.
We'll
after he
see.
gets snubbed from being a starter on the All Star. Okay, yeah, he's going off for 50.
So, according to Adam Schefter, Colts' offer for Carson Wentz never changed during trade negotiations. Indy's first offer was the only one they presented, and Philadelphia eventually accepted. Yeah, it's literally.
All right, buddy.
Take the 3rd round and conditional 2nd rounder.
Yeah.
No.
What is that about?
Take the 3rd rounder and conditional 2nd rounder. Take it.
All
Take
right.
it. Okay.
What is that about Kellen Winslow down there?
Kellen Winslow II pleads guilty to rape, sexual battery, faces 12 to 18 years in prison.
Jesus.
Oh, you didn't hear about what he
Why are
did?
they rape?
No.
Why are these guys raping?
Oh, check it out, dude. So,
Why?
what a shame on
Wait,
his,
was this
on
the
his
one where he
dad.
like the disabled person? Is this the one?
Stop, dude. Stop. You're giving it away.
Okay, no, I'm wondering if this is it because I heard. Yeah, Jesus.
Okay, let me just preface this by saying this. Kellen Winslow's dad, Kellen Winslow Sr., one of the greatest tight ends of all time, former Charger. Kellen Winslow Jr. never lived up to the hype. Former product of U of my, the U. Played 5 years in Cleveland, 3 in Tampa, practice squad with the Seahawks, and then a year in the Patriots, and a year in the Jets. Post his career, he tried to come back, had to work out with the Packers, didn't work. Personal life, legal history, here we go. On June 7th, 2018, Winslow was arrested fleeing a mobile home park in Encinitas, California. He was charged with felony first-degree burglary and held on $50,000 bond. Winslow was arrested. He was then arrested on June 14, 2018 on charges of kidnapping and rape. In July, a judge ordered Winslow to stand trial for kidnapping and raping 2 women with similar stories of sexual assault. Winslow was placed on house arrest with GPS monitoring after posting $2 million bail. In a separate case that month, he was also charged with raping an unconscious 17-year-old girl in 2003 when he was 19.
What? Dude's raping everybody.
On March 4, 2019, Winslow's bail was revoked, and he was jailed after being arraigned on 2 new counts of lewd conduct, and 1 count
He's
each.
a predator.
Yeah, this guy's a sexual predator.
1 count each of battery on an elder and willful cruelty to an elder, all misdemeanors that he allegedly committed in Carlsbad, California, in February 2019. He was convicted of rape, a lewd act in public conduct, and indecent exposure on June 10th, 2019, and was also acquitted on another lewd act in public charge. And the judge sent the jury back to consider verdicts on all other charges. The following day, a mistrial was declared on the remaining 8 charges. Prosecutors announced on June 14 that Winslow would be retried on the 8 charges, with the second trial set to begin September 30. On November 4th, 2019, Winslow pleaded guilty to the rape of an unconscious teen and sexual battery on a 54-year-old hitchhiker as part of a plea deal. In exchange for his guilty plea at San Diego County Community Superior Court, geez Louise, the court agreed to sentence him to between 12 and 18 years in prison rather than life imprisonment if he was convicted on the retrial. As part of the agreement, he will automatically be on lifetime parole immediately upon release, and waived his right to ever appeal any conviction or verdict in either trial. Winslow's defense attorney said his client was suffered from frontal lobe damage and possible CTE. While CTE could not be used as a defense in the trial, brain trauma was cited by his attorneys and requesting the minimum 12-year sentence. A clinical psychologist stated that Winslow had symptoms that were consistent with CTE. His sentencing was scheduled for March 18, 2020, but was postponed indefinitely due to the concerns over the coronavirus.
I fucking hope he had signs of that shit.
I do want to say
lock him up and throw away the key, man. This dude is hide your kids, hide your wife.
We laughed, but this is not.
It's not funny.
This is not
it's
a funny
just
man.
like
No,
I can't. It's almost like a shock factor. I can't believe. All I heard about was this one incident. I didn't know there were prior incidents.
Hey, I should add
multiple incidents spanning on years, decades. What the hell?
What are these guys doing?
I think it's like they said this. I mean, you can't blame CT. I don't really know.
I don't know, but these professional athletes.
Athletes.
That's what they are. They're athletes.
Yeah.
They can have any women they want.
I mean, I think you got to remember too is
you gotta love Googling him, and it's like Kellen Boswell Winslow II is an American former professional football player and convicted serial sex offender. Now, here's the problem with this. Here's what pisses me off. I just Google Kellen Winslow, and that's what comes up. When in reality, it should come up with Kellen Boswell Winslow Sr. is an American professional football player in the National Football League, a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and is widely recognized as one of the greatest tight ends in the league's history.
He's tainting his father's name.
His
father probably
his
disowns
father's name. No, he didn't. He had to. His father, because his family. His father had to stand with him in court, which fucking sucks.
I'm telling you, if my son did that shit,
I would not stand with my kid in court.
Fuck that crap.
Nope.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm saying about what you were saying, they could have any women they want or whatever. Some of these guys, they weren't brought up the same way as a normal person in society would be. So they definitely have
No,
a lot
don't get me
more
wrong.
diverse. Like, there's a lot more shit they go through.
He's
I'm
a
not
s-
saying that's
No,
grounds for you to do this.
He's
kind
a
of,
sexual predator.
Yeah, he's a sick
But
son of a
there's
bitch.
also cases. There's cases. The Kobe case where Kobe apparently raped this chick, and
Oh yeah,
she was looking for money. She wanted the settlement. She didn't care about what she
Right.
did to his name.
yeah. No, I know it's wrong. But I mean, obviously,
even-
this ain't to do with
even
money.
I know-
Dude was hanging out in trailer parks and
I
shit.
know we give Skylar, your brother, and Big
James.
Stink at work a hard time about Roethlisberger, but we don't know that it could have been the same situation, a money situation.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, those are big guys. Like this guy. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, he wasn't
I
a
mean,
high-profile player
wha-
besides his dad.
One
being-
guy got accused of it 2 years in a row, but
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, this
and then
guy's
wrecked
just,
his motorcycle with no helmet.
yeah, this guy's just sick, man. I mean, come on, dude. What do you hang around hitchhikers and 17-year-olds? Like, come on, put yourself in a better situation.
He must be friends with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I just,
Louise,
yeah,
guys.
man, that's crazy. Okay. In
Oh,
other news,
I also want to add, it's wrestling related, so bear with me. But
Wrestling, real quick while you look that up.
yeah, man.
Did you watch The Young Rock?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
It was good. I liked it.
what is it?
It's on NBC. It's
It's like a sitcom about The Rock, like growing up.
and it's set.
Is it him acting too?
No, it's
No.
so he's in it, but
He's narrating it.
he's getting interviewed because he's running for president in 2032.
Oh, okay.
That's actually pretty funny. I'll have to check that out.
I didn't even hear about it.
I've heard about it. I just haven't watched it yet. I
But
gotta
it
add
does a lot about the kayfabe back in the day when he was young, and
because it's wrestling related though. So NXT just had their latest thing. Oh, for one, I'm gonna run down a couple of the cards that are coming up this weekend. But NXT Takeover Vengeance Day just happened this last Sunday. A hell of a card on this thing. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez defeated Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. That was the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals. The winners will receive a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. So they will face Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax at a future time. Johnny Gargano defended his NXT North American Championship in a great match with Kushida. I was really hoping Kushida was going to win that one, but you know, it is what it is. MSK, formerly the Rascals from Impact Wrestling, defeated the Grizzled Young Veterans in the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Final. So they will receive a future tag team title match with Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, Pat McAfee's boys, for the NXT Tag Team titles. Io Shirai successfully defended her women's championship against Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm in a triple threat match. And Finn Balor defeated Pete Dunne in a singles match. But after the match, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, the Undisputed Era, they come out, you know, with Finn Balor and all this other shit. Adam Cole super kicks Finn Balor as was expected. And then turns on... Fuck me, man. That's what the last time I drank a root beer during the show. Then he turns on...
It wasn't a bark. It was a mug.
It was a mug root beer. That's the problem.
yeah, Barks is the only root beer.
It is my favorite root beer, but mug actually, in terms of flavor, I realize it actually isn't too bad. Adam Cole super kicks Kyle O'Reilly, breaking up the Undisputed Era.
Oh yeah, didn't you say
after
they after how many years?
4 years.
4 years.
At one point, this whole faction held all the gold, and now they're done.
I think Pat McAfee just set it all in motion when that whole thing started.
did say
He's like, I'm gonna
something like that.
dismantle this.
He did say something like that
That's kinda
too.
cool.
That's good. That's a good memory, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm waiting for McAfee to come back. I think that's going to be wonderful. Now, setting up for the next pay-per-view for WWE main roster, the Elimination Chamber is this Sunday. 2 Elimination Chamber matches, as is the custom. You've got the WWE Championship. That's going to be between Drew McIntyre, the champion, versus AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Kofi Kingston, all former WWE champions. I fully expect Drew McIntyre to retain this one, but it should be fun. They're really building up a rivalry with him and Sheamus, which should be a good one. Then for the U.S. title, Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle. I think this is going to be a great one as well. Love all three of these guys. Lashley's having probably the best run of his career outside of his Impact run. Lashley's the head of this faction called the Hurt Business. They're all black wrestlers, and they're just decked out in suits, and they're holding titles.
You're telling
and
me
shit.
about that.
They're awesome. They're like an African American kind of four horsemen. They're awesome. Then the Elimination Chamber match for a WWE Universal Championship match later that night. It'll be Jey Uso versus Kevin Owens versus King Corbin versus Sami Zayn versus Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan. The winner will face Roman Reigns. I expect the winner to get totally squashed by Roman. But Roman's totally leaning into this like heel run, so this should be a fun one. However, the real news is AEW's Revolution card, which is going to be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Big time. So March 7th, I believe that is a Sunday. Here's the card for that. Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson are taking on the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho and MJF. That is for the World Tag Team Championships. Then Team Taz, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. They're taking on Darby Allin and Sting. Sting is in his first match since being retired in WWE after a botched buckle bomb via Seth Rollins 6 years ago.
Wow.
Sting will be returning to the ring. Kind of, I'm a little wary because the guy,
luck, buddy.
Sting's old. He's like 61.
What?
Wait, Sting?
Sting!
No.
Sting. Yes. Him and Darby Allin. Okay, I love this guy. My only thing is, he's got like half...
what's up with that shit?
Half skull face paint. He reminds me of like a grown-up version of the I Like Turtles kid.
Dude, yeah. What is he, like, half dead, half mortal?
He just doesn't give a fuck. He
Okay.
does these sick. He's very much reminds me of like a Jeff Hardy for a new generation.
Okay.
Does these sick bumps, throws himself off of balconies and shit.
He's just like fucking whatever, dude. All for the show.
His signature move is called a coffin drop, which is
Oh,
where
yeah.
he stands. Yeah, and it's
I know
literally
exactly
he
what
does
a
that.
coffin drop is.
Exactly.
I love it.
And he's taken that bump onto steps and like the apron of the ring, and it's crazy.
Nice.
And he comes to the ring on a skateboard, dragging a body bag with him. No, really, it's awesome. It's really cool. So they're gonna be in a street fight tag team match. Hikaru Shida, she's gonna take on the winner of the AEW Women's World Title Eliminator Tournament. That was a mouthful. So they've been doing right now. AEW, they are colliding with New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're actually merging a lot of companies together
That's
right now.
cool.
Kind of breaking down the forbidden door, so
That's
to
probably
speak.
pretty good for wrestling right now.
Very good. So you've got guys from New Japan coming over. Kenta challenging Jon Moxley, finally. So Moxley can defend his IWGP United States Championship, the prettiest belt in wrestling.
What's up? How's your boy doing over there? And was it the New Japan guy? The one of your favorite guys,
Trying to think.
African American. He was the. I think he held the title there for a little bit.
Oh, fuck.
New guy, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who you're talking about.
You've talked about him on the show plenty of times. You talked to
Probably.
me. What's his name? Maybe you just mentioned him. No, anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Talk about it later.
Yeah, definitely. So what they're doing though, like Jon Moxley, he's held that IWGP title for so long, and because of COVID, he hasn't been able to go over and defend it. They've just brought Kenta over here. They're gonna have that match. It's not going to be on this show. It'll be on the New Japan show, but they're breaking down that barrier. They're breaking down Impact Wrestling. They're having Kenny Omega, who's the AEW champion. He's in a faction with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, who are the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions, because they were together when they all wrestled in Japan as the Bullet Club.
Oh yeah.
So now they're still a faction
Are we-
together.
are
Is
we
it
seeing-
Kenneth
are we-
Lee? Is that what?
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee.
He's gonna be facing Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle in that triple
And
threat.
he ended up losing the title, right?
Are
yeah,
we
yeah, he lost the NXT
Yes.
title
NXT.
to
Yeah.
Killer Cross.
Yeah.
Are we seeing all these these different wrestling groups come together to try to take down Vince McMahon?
More or less.
Pretty much what it's sounding like.
This is what I'm getting into. So right now, New Japan and Stardom, they're giving a bunch of their women's talent over to this tournament, so that way they can do have them wrestle with some of the gals from AEW and NWA, who are still actually a thing, to determine a number one contender for Hikaru Shida. So that's been a very fun tournament to watch. Hangman Page will take on Matt Hardy. This is kind of a fun feud. The winner, it's a big money match. The winner receives the loser's 2021 first quarter earnings. It's just a fun storyline thing.
Matt Hardy's fucking goddamn 55, isn't he?
No, man, he's 46.
What's the average wrestler?
Oh boy, he looks like hell in that picture.
He's supposed to. That was
Oh my
Good
god!
Lord.
that was his old gimmick.
Looks like he went on a bender.
That was his gimmick, was broken Matt Hardy. That was his thing. Like, it was great.
Looks like he's about to fucking strip
I
my
remember-
house of copper.
I remember when they first came out. I might be dating myself there, but
Yeah.
they came in to face, I think, the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah. Well, they their first title, they beat the Acolytes, Bradshaw and Farouk, because Michael Hayes interfered and hit Bradshaw with a cane, and then Matt Hardy hit him with a tornado DDT, and they took the titles from him. And then like at the 3 count, like they got the pin, but Bradshaw wanted to put his shoulder up and be a dick. It was stupid. It's like, yeah, okay, you sure didn't lose to these guys.
Yeah.
Then you got the Face of a Revolution ladder match. Cody Rhodes versus Scorpio Sky versus Penta El Zero Miedo versus Lance Archer, who I freaking love, versus Ray Phoenix. Sorry, they're going to be in a match for a spot in the match versus 2 more mystery contenders. 6-man ladder match for a future.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. For a future
That's something I'd watch.
AEW TNT Championship match. The TNT title, it's kind of like the television title. It's actually being held by Darby Allin at the moment. So that'll be neat. And then Kenny Omega, the world champion, taking on the former champion in his rematch, Jon Moxley, formerly Dean Ambrose of the WWE, came over, probably their biggest high-profile signing outside of maybe Chris Jericho, in an exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW world title. The first of its kind really to be seen on a large-scale American wrestling promotion. WWE, this is something they wouldn't even touch, not even when they had Mick Foley. So, which is something funny because
Which is crazy because they tax, that was like a fucking...
Well, Foley used to do barbed wire death matches in Japan.
Fuck, I'd love to watch one.
So prior to him signing with WWE, he was part of a company in Japan called FMW, which was called it was Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, and they used to do they had that, and then there was another team called one called IWA, and it was they had a tournament called IWA King of the Death Match, and you had guys like him, Terry Funk, several of these dudes who would wrestle in these just no holds barred, fucked up street fights. And back in the day before internet and stuff really took off, people would go to these shows in Japan and stuff and film them, and then make copies and trade these tapes around. It was wrestling was kind of in this day of tape trading and this and that. So if you weren't in, say, Philadelphia, that kind of northeast region when ECW was airing, you could, pay somebody and get it, oh, this is this such and such ECW taping. This is the one with Jericho on it, or this is the one with, Cactus Jack on it, or yada, yada. And from all these tapes being traded and passed around, the IWA one being the big one, Cactus Jack kind of gained some more notoriety outside of his WCW run, which was kind of tame by those standards as like, holy fuck, look at this guy and Terry Funk fighting and ropes exploding with C4 and guys falling off of ladders into barbed wire and shit. And then that coupled with the Attitude Era movement, kind of enabled Vince to really take a chance with a guy who's done the risky shit like that before to, let him get yeeted off at the top of a 15-foot cell or something like that,
Good stuff.
How'd Mick Foley's daughter do in wrestling? Has she made it?
She's not really wrestling, no.
Anymore. She kind of...
No, she's her dad's kid, but she's not really wrestling. No, not that I know of. Yeah, let me see.
So, last thing is what to watch on the internet. 25 years after Happy Gilmore was released.
Oh, I saw this. This was awesome.
Happy and Shooter took shots at each other.
You know, first
videos.
Happy, Adam Sandler, he does the old Gilmore frickin'
Still got it.
Still got
he
it.
Roped that thing.
Oh, he did too. That was great. And then yeah.
I want to know how many shots.
And so
it took him
Shooter
to
had to
actually
respond
get it.
after that. It's hilarious. Hilarious. I was like, oh my god, Shooter looks like shit.
Yeah. Adam Sandler just
He's
has
just
a couple gray hairs.
he's
and
looking
looks
like
about
Adam
the same.
Sandler. But yeah, I thought that was very, very funny. I thought it was good, lighthearted fun.
They need to make a Happy Gilmore 2 before Bob Barker dies. 97?
He's alive.
He old.
Yeah.
90 something. Let me see.
Price is Wrong, bitch.
You got to think he quit doing Price is Right 97.
Holy
He
shit.
quit doing the Price is Right 14 years ago.
I used to watch this shit with my grandma all the time.
I watched it on my own.
Actually, I'll show you. Bob Barker did a guest host spot on Raw like 10 years ago. The Price is Raw.
The Price is Raw. Nice.
Chris Jericho and Bob Barker. Let me see here.
Chris! Are you awake? He's in a hypnotic
that's
state
good.
down there. Give me your bid. Uh-oh, he's headed this way. Chris! It's down there that you bid.
Elderly
Chris,
cruelty.
I want your bid. I need the fourth bid to go on here.
He's 87
What do you
years
have
old.
to say? What do you bid? You know, Chris, your mother would not be proud of you the way you're behaving. You do know that.
First of all,
Now, wait.
nobody.
The man talks. He's actually speaking. What did you say? Please. He's pouting. He's pouting. I told him that his mother would not be proud. He's being naughty, don't you think?
You watch your mouth, Barker. Let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Let me explain something
Doesn't
to you,
come
old
from-
man.
Go
Okay.
right ahead.
You wait
Nobody calls me Chris.
No, what did I
No.
call you?
You need to show me respect. Yeah.
I'm respectfully
He's got
asking
a
for
big
your
name
bid.
tag on him. That's so funny, dude. This is when he was doing
Don't fool, I
his
think it
suit
encourages
wearing
you.
serious
You
gimmick.
need to call me Mr. Jericho.
I do.
Yes, you
I
do.
do.
You need to pander to me and show
Why?
me respect
Why?
because I am the best in the world
Well,
at
that's
what I do.
debatable. That's debatable, I'm sure.
Is that debatable? I'm sure.
And I am one half.
One. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
I heard
one
the
half.
number one.
I'm one.
That's your bid. One. Get off the stage. Down there you go. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
that is your bid. Get down there. Pick up your name tag now and be a good boy. I'm going to put you over my knee. Get down there. Get down
I
there.
thought he was about to
His
jack
bid
up
is
Bob
$1.
Barker.
There was another.
That'd be
one.
hilarious.
dude. The guest host Raw was like some of the funniest shit. Let me pull up the last thing real quick. Him sing William Shatner singing the Raw themes, like wrestler themes.
Wednesday at 10 on USA.
Yeah,
Characters welcome.
yeah. 10 years ago.
You've heard his spoken word dramatic readings of such songs as Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and Rocket Man. Now, Emmy and Golden Globe winning actor, novelist, and musical genius William Shatner
Musical
finally
genius.
speaks the lyrics of your favorite WWE superstar entrance themes.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I got the looks that drives the girls wild. Got the moves that really moves them. I send chills up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy.
And what about this timeless classic?
Your time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now. It's a franchise, boy. I'm shining now. You can't see me. My time is now. Wow, 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 wow.
Bars. Jesus.
Dude, that's great.
Booyaka! 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 619. Hey, Rey Mysterioso. Booyaka! 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 It's time to play the game! To play the game!
Fucking Shatner, dude.
It's all about the game and how you play it, all about control. And if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it?
William Shatner.
So yeah, you didn't know you needed to hear that.
No,
but
I
you
didn't
did.
even do that. Not know that existed.
Okay, well, that's the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give us a big thumbs up. We're trying to get to 3 this week.
Okay, if you can break that, you know.
Yeah. So, this has been your boy Mike Holm, Brady Rucola, Skylar, who's the boss, saying we'll see you next week.
Have a good one.
Take it easy.
Rip City, baby.
Rip City, bitch.